This conference will now be recorded.
Being 6:05, we'll bring the Tilton Budget Committee of Wednesday, what's today? 26, March 26th to order.
What day
We'll
is
start
it?
with the
What day?
Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anybody need to sit? Sit.
Make a note that we're missing 2 members,
Sit.
but we have 3 for a quorum.
Sit.
And let's see,
Down.
I would just start with, we have an interested person.
Well, actually, Bill, if you wouldn't mind, Tim doesn't have that much time to be here, so.
Okay.
Neither does,
I was going to say, you probably should do the election of officers.
Okay,
First.
yeah, right. We should take care of that
I'd
business.
like to make a motion.
Go ahead.
I'd like to motion Bill be reappointed as the chair.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 You're in.
I make a motion that we, Deborah Shepherd, be vice chair.
I will second.
Hey,
All those in favor?
that was fun.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Any other officers we need? Treasurer?
No, you
Your secretary treasurer.
They all show. They didn't show up. We're supposed to appoint the people that don't show up. Remember?
Okay, so, and Tim, you want to get going?
Either way.
Sure, why don't you run through
Okay,
and
it's very brief.
this'll,
It's-
what was your name again?
Deb.
Debbie, okay. What was your last name? Hamilton. Okay, Debbie Hamilton is here, being interested member for the budget committee, and we'll shift over to Tim, and she'll get an idea of what we're
Sure.
dealing with.
So I just want to draw your attention to the document that is before you. This is our
Sit.
operating budget, and it's the financial summary report you'll see during the year. One of the notable things is that the budget column on the second to the left column, it shows a total general fund budget of $6,229,355. And I'll show you how we got to that from our town report budget figure that was printed in the town report. And that's the purpose of this document. The very last page has a map. But the other notable thing on this page is you'll see that the budget per day, if the entire budget were spent, is $17,067 a day. So it kind of gives you an idea of
That's
our
crazy.
burn rate. The other items there that you may want to take a look at periodically, you'll see the budget through day 79 as of this report date, which was last Thursday. And you can see where we're slightly over or under expended, and some of the reasons why. And generally speaking, it's because of front-end loaded payments to bonds and insurance. So you can peruse the individual lines and departments at your leisure. I would just direct you to the last page, which, so the authorized budget, general fund budget, is made up of several things. First of all, if you look in the middle of the page where it says reconciliation of this operating budget to annual town report printed budget, on the left, you'll see the original budget committee recommended number was $7,099,448. We made some adjustments at town meeting that increased the budget by $19,741. And then there were encumbrances from 2024, which was money that was obligated using 2024 funds, which reduces our fund balance in 2024, but is carried over and is not taxed. So this is not new tax money, but it's brought into the 2025 budget so that we can see when it's spent, and there's oversight and governance of that money as it's spent. So that was $84,552, and I'll go through what makes up those two numbers I just described. So then we come up with a new subtotal of $7.2 million. We subtract out the sewer commission because the sewer commission is a separate entity and we don't monitor their revenues and expenses. That's done by the sewer commission themselves. So that brings us to the revised budget, which is shown on the front page of this, which is that $6,229,355 operating budget. The other items that were approved at town meeting are outside of the operating budget, which were the capital reserve funds and also the bond for Academy Street. So the encumbrances, those things that were brought from the 2024 budget were the engineering monies that were remaining from the engineering contract for Academy Street, and that amounted to $29,627. There was the top coat for Morrison Avenue and Grant Streets, which was $46,000. The town hall stage back behind this wall for a mini split so that the office space can be used year round was $7,000. And then there was some money for actuarial services, which are billed every 2 years. And that was $1,925. And you can see under which accounts those monies went into, and what the original town meeting approved budget was, what the encumbrance amount was from that first column. And then it shows the new authorized budget for those particular lines, which you'll see inside the main body. The next item were the warrant article changes. So warrant article 3 was the operating budget at the 2025 town meeting, and $19,157 was put back in for Hall Memorial Library, and $584 were added for Park Cemetery, both of which are outside agencies.
594.
584.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
Yep.
over there. Oh,
584. So
594 amended
Oh,
at town meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
looks
it's
like I've got a
different.
typo there.
Got a typo? Okay.
Yep. So in any event, and I'll correct that in the next go round. So those are the things that got adjusted at town meeting. The last thing is on the middle right section of that page where it says budget transfer, reallocating items. The way the town clerk tax collector is an elected position, and within that salary line, if you recall, it includes not only the town clerk tax collector's current salary, but it also includes her wage increase of 4%, along with all the costs associated with that 4% increase, which was retirement, Social Security, Medicare, life and disability. So that $73,380 budget that was in the town report was lowered for the salary to the salary portion, which includes the 4%. And then those are the other components that were broken out for those items: retirement, Social Security, Medicare, and life and disability. So you have a complete map as to how that all transpired. So,
That's very nice.
and so, if you ever have anybody that says, well, how could that be our budget? It wasn't what was in the town report. We only added Hall Library. Well, here's how you get to that. And the reason for including the encumbrances again in the budget itself, it's so that everybody has visibility to how that money is spent and where it is in which line and which department is responsible for, making sure it's done properly. So that's all I had, unless you have any questions for me.
Great. No, that's great, Tim. It's very,
Okay.
very clear to me. Are there any other questions?
No, I think I'm good.
Nope,
Thanks.
very helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
You want a chair for?
Yeah, I was kind of saying, should we bring her up?
Yeah.
Sure. Or you can sit there. You can come up front. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Yeah. We can hear you. Yeah.
You'll need a microphone though.
At least the back of your head is.
Yeah.
Bye, Tim. Thank you.
Might as well sit over here where everybody is.
The whole group of us.
Mm.
Nope, you're not going to go bother. Come on.
So, yeah, this is just your application. Yeah.
Need to sit.
I didn't know we ever had these.
Sit.
But
That was Amy.
Sit.
yeah.
Stay.
So you basically want to get more involved. Yeah, which is great. And this is one of the perfect committees to understand how the town works. And we go through it, every penny. Tim is amazing. He's just, if you want to know what's being spent, he'll tell you exactly what's there. So it's really been a great process with him. And of course, it's something that we should be reviewed every year. But you should also get the municipal budget
I gave her-
catalog.
Handbook.
I gave her the book.
Yeah, so that you can see what the state RSAs are about this, about what we do. Yeah, we're basically a review committee, and we make a recommendation at the end of the year. We can't
It's
actually.
our budget that goes forward. The selectmen have a budget, and it's actually our budget that goes forward.
Right, right. But that's what's voted on at town meeting.
Right.
And so it can change. But so how long have you been in Tilton?
5 years.
5 years?
Yep.
Yeah.
I moved in 2020.
Where'd you come from?
Fremont, New Hampshire.
Oh my
Southern New
gosh.
Hampshire.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I just got very, very lucky buying a house. I'm down in Winneska on the lake.
Oh, nice.
And I got in right at COVID. I actually signed my closing in May.
Yeah.
So I got very lucky.
Wow.
with
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
yeah.
Now it's crazy out
It
there.
is,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just sad.
That's one of the things we're dealing with is that, years ago, the reason I was on the planning board when we expanded Exit 20, and the concept was that would help reduce the taxes to the residential population. And even though the consultants at that time said, well, in the long run, it's going to cost you more, and we are finding that out. But also now it's, the residential situation is so dire in the entire United States that it's kind of flipping the valuation so that residential are worth more than businesses.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. So something we have to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're hoping somewhere along the line, the Anchorage, which is not called the Anchorage,
Right.
which is my next door neighbor, is going to help us all out.
Mhm.
As
Well,
long
that's
as it doesn't harm us.
That'll be good.
I'm on the other side of.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you, are
Yes,
you,
yeah,
are you
that
down
way.
on the,
I'm on Lakewood Drive.
okay.
So you drive right by mine
All
to get
right.
yours.
Yeah, that we'll
So,
see what.
Yeah, can you,
That's-
can you see it from your place?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We see the
Sit.
their maintenance area where
Yeah.
the trees.
Oh,
are, the
yeah.
maintenance
Oh,
area
yeah.
on that side.
yeah, I mean, it is beautiful, but hopefully it won't affect
Going to
our
affect
taxes
some
anymore.
traffic, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah,
Traffic
well,
is
it's hard
bad
enough
now, it's
getting
gonna
out
be
now.
worse, yeah.
Turning the left is hard enough even
Yes,
getting
it
out
is.
now, so.
Yeah. It'll be even more work for the police.
Yeah, yeah, that's,
Fire.
that area where you live, your road is, and then coming up by my road, coming up by us is really not good because there's been so many fatalities and accidents there. Not since there's only been the one since I was
Mhm.
here this year. But it's tough. You just have to,
Mhm.
I just get patient. I just have to be patient. And
Yeah.
if worse comes to worse, I take a right and turn around.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
One thing you learn around here, if you've been here, I've been here my whole life, Northfield, Tilton, and you know where the shortcuts are. You know how to
Oh,
get
yeah.
around the traffic, right, Bill?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
come in-
I
you
mean, I
come
live
in
on
up
Chestnut
through-
Street, and I never go down to the end of that street because like you can't get out. I have to go up and down Prospect to hit the light.
Yeah.
It's the only way I'm going to get out because the traffic is crazy. Yeah,
It is going to be nuts in another month or so.
You're right.
But you can avoid all of Route 3 over by the outlet mall if you just go up through, come down School Street.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little shortcut. It's not a
Yes.
shortcut, but you're moving.
Go up Lancaster Hill.
Yep.
That
Yes,
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty ride that way too.
What kind of background do you have?
So I graduated from college with a business administration
Oh, good.
103 years ago. I worked for fast food restaurants. I worked for McDonald's and Pizza Hut as assistant managers. And then I went to work for a bank for 37 years when I retired. And I
great.
started as assistant manager and said, nope, that's not for me. That's just babysitting. So I ended up being a customer service rep. So
Okay,
until I actually retired.
great.
And that was in Memorial Day weekend, 2020.
Sit.
Nice.
So I figured maybe this will help, with that little bit of the background in the banking and
Oh,
stuff
sure.
like that.
Anytime you money and people. I mean,
Yeah,
those
oh,
are
well,
the two
that's-
most important
That's my
things.
strong
Yeah.
point is the people.
Yeah. I've run a local hardware store for
Oh, right across the way here?
50 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Hey,
Family
No.
business, but
Yeah.
yeah.
no.
It's not like it used to be. So I'm basically in a retirement mode myself. I
Sit.
only work 4 days a week and take time off whenever, but
Nice.
it's still fun to, I enjoy it so much that I like being in there. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
heard your boss was kind of mean. No,
Huh?
I heard you had a really mean boss.
Is that your
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
No,
yeah.
it's me.
Oh,
No, his wife is very sweet.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, when I started there, we had like 6 people working here, and now it's just me. And that's been the way in the last 10 years. It was just the way that the economic structure is these days. It's
Hard to get people
the
to
little
work.
businesses just have a hard time. Yeah, yeah. That's the way it is.
Do you
Well,
have
I
any
think
questions?
she's here, she's breathing, and she wants to.
Yes,
come in.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's a great committee to start out with if you want
Sure.
to be involved in town stuff.
I went through the
Because-
same process.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
started on this.
And now he's a selectman.
Yes.
So that's the next.
Oh no, that's a tough.
It
no,
is.
That's too
Yeah,
tough.
yeah.
That's a much bigger commitment.
Well, not
this
only
is big.
that people don't like the selectmen.
It's any kind
I
of
like
But we're going to hope
it.
to change
Yeah,
any
that.
kind of
exactly.
politician
Can't
can be
please all
that
the
way.
people
Yeah.
all the time.
No,
so
that's
things
for
will
sure.
change.
That's
Do
for
you
sure.
have any questions, Deb, for the budget committee?
No. I just, because I've never been on a town committee.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I was very surprised. So I've never been to a town meeting either.
How big is Fremont?
Uh,
That's pretty small, isn't it?
it is. But it's year-round residents, so it would be bigger. And we used to go to the town meetings, and it was a show of hands. And I was like, oh my gosh, they still do that? That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah.
But
Ours this year,
I know I had a commitment someplace else.
there's
So,
only 65 people there, so.
Yeah.
okay.
It gets kind of smaller every year.
Yeah, it was much
Yeah.
smaller
Should it
this year.
have been more?
Almost $7 million budget. You would think people would come out and care
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. I mean, it
Yeah,
was
it's
good though.
just-
We only had a 3% increase, which is
Yeah, the
about
budget was pretty.
inflation. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Well, you know what they say, if you don't go,
Can't
can't
complain.
complain.
Right.
Nope.
Right.
Nope.
No,
You
it's
can't
just the way
complain.
it is. We only had 160 came out for voting, so.
Right.
Right. Sometimes I wonder why people don't. Because again,
You can
You're
look at it
voting.
both ways, right?
I
'Cause They must be
guess.
confident in what we're doing if they're not coming out.
We
voting.
just
Built
need,
that
Yeah.
way.
we need
you go. I
more
like
people
that.
on the ballot so people will come out and vote because there
Contested
weren't any
races.
competing
Right.
There's no
Uh,
contested races.
spots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing contested. So, people probably figure, what's the point? They're going to get in. So,
And no national elections. So.
right.
No,
Right,
That's when you
right.
get your most people, I'm
Right.
sure.
Yeah,
Yes,
this was a
yeah.
reprieve from us because I'm an assistant moderator and November was hell. So this was nice. So we only had 60 people. It was like our reprieve. It was like, oh,
Did you guys watch a movie while you were
we
there?
got busy, but it was slow. It was slow.
Do we have to vote on this or?
No, what happens next is, so this would be the appointment would be for a year. I figured, I checked out with Kim and everything. The appointment would be for the year. And if you're interested, then you could run next year. But this would be a brand new 3-year position. So if you do run next year, it would be for 2 more years. So that's when you would know. You can decide in February.
Do a
When is
year
it?
trial.
January, February, when you have
February.
to sign
I think
up.
I was told February.
You
Yeah.
sign up in February.
Right.
Sign up to run. And, it's just basically, you talk to the town clerk and they put you on the ballot. Yeah. I don't know. Is there something you have to do besides that?
Fill out a, you
I
fill
mean,
out
No,
a-
we
because I
could-
never even got to that point.
Oh.
I mean,
you usually fill out a piece of paper or something like intent to run. You used to have
Yes.
to pay $1, but you don't have to do that anymore.
right. I mean, we could
Yes, it's similar
recommend
to.
You can recommend,
Uh,
yeah.
Deborah if,
Yeah, this would
That
be an
helps.
appointment for you guys. It wouldn't
Yep.
be an election. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
we
You need
could
to
just
motion to
recommend that.
appoint her?
it probably wouldn't hurt. So yeah, let's do that just to be clear so that then what will happen, her paperwork will go to the selectmen, they'll sign off on it, and then she'll need to come in and get sworn in.
All right, so I'll make a motion to
The
appoint,
town clerk.
I'll make a
Yes.
motion to appoint Deborah Hamilton for a 1-year term on the budget committee.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you.
Opposed?
Welcome.
Yeah.
Excited.
all right, I have to bug out to go, oh, if I bug out, then your meeting's over.
Well, I don't
Yeah,
think
basically.
we have just some minutes.
Okay,
Minutes and then we have to make up the appointment for the fall for the next meeting date. And I also wanted to ask, do you guys want me to post the draft minutes until you approve them, and then you don't want them
never,
posted until?
you make them available if somebody comes in, but you don't post them.
It depends on because like Pat has me post the draft versions for the land. For the
Online?
land use, for the land use,
You're
yeah.
not- No, you're not, the
It-
way I was
think it
always
depends
taught
on the
is-
committee.
The way I was taught is you don't post anything online that's not approved. You make them available if somebody wants them.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to make sure that you
Let's stick
guys
with
are on
that.
the
I mean,
same
you're the
page.
chair, Bill. You can do what you want, but the problem is you don't want them out there because then if they change, well, that's not what I read.
Well,
You know what I mean?
they very clearly say draft. They would look like this, but I'm okay with it. I just wanted to double check with you guys. I wanted to
Yeah,
know
I
which
mean,
way to
I
process.
don't really know. I mean, as far as I know, the minutes have to be posted. But
They
that's
have to
usually
be
the
available-
approved,
They have to be available.
but the approved minutes have to be posted, right?
Yes. But
approved
Within a
ones, yeah.
certain time period.
once they were approved at your
Yes.
next meeting.
Yeah.
The draft minutes have to be available within like 72 hours or something.
Okay.
5 days.
Yeah, 5 days. But they don't usually, I've never seen them posted on something as draft. It's up to you. Come on, hey.
No, I'm fine with that. If that's how you want it, I'm okay with that. It's just that you don't meet again until the fall, so I didn't know if you wanted, and this was like 2 months before they got posted, so, and where
We can
other
look
committees
into
do
what
it
the
that way.
RSA says if you want. I don't care.
What was that again?
If you want to look up what the RSA says about posting draft minutes. I know the way I've always read it was they have to be made available. And then you post them once they're.
You wanna
I'll
check
check
that?
into the RSA's
Sure,
for you and I'll
get back to
email
us,
it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think usually we don't have a meeting until August.
What do you want for a deadline on the application this year? Do you want another September, the end of September, whatever the
Sure.
last day is,
Yeah,
September
same thing
30th?
as we did, I
Okay.
would think.
Okay, so do you want another meeting before we get all the applications in or to set things up for the fall? Or do you want to wait until September 30th for your first or
No, I
whatever?
think we should meet in August,
Yeah, that's
just to run over
Okay,
stuff and
So-
get a perspective of the fall,
you tell me what day. Put it on the calendar.
around mid-August, somewhere time.
The 13th or the 20th for a Wednesday night.
20th, I'll be camping, so 13th.
13th,
Yep.
okay, yeah, 13th sounds
Okay,
good.
August
Wonderful.
13th,
We'll
first
for a week.
meeting.
So,
So Deb, do you prefer Deb or Debbie?
Either one, doesn't
Okay,
matter.
I'm gonna call her Debbie since you seem to prefer Deb, right? Okay, so
Okay.
that's established. So Debbie, that'll be your first meeting, but before that, I'll email you. I have the email through
Okay,
Scott
August 13th.
and let you know that the selectmen are all done and then you can come in at any time to swear in
Okay.
and then you can be for that meeting. So that'll be the first official
Yeah.
for the next year.
And we can
Yeah.
do these minutes
Yeah.
then in August.
If you prefer, I mean,
'cause I really have to bug. I have to be in.
Yeah,
Guelph
and
by
we don't-
by 7.
Some of the other people that might want
All
to
the way up
input
by
on this.
Meadowbrook.
I mean, it's up to you. I mean, if you don't want them posted, because that means that they'll wait until August before they get posted, which is another reason why I asked about that. It's from January. But these will also won't be till August, so it's up to you.
Well, I mean, we could just approve them now, if you
Did
want.
you already look at them before, Deb?
I
Did you-
did.
Yes, I read them
trust
earlier.
Bill. I did
I
look
got
at
here
them.
early.
Yeah.
I trust them. I don't have I don't have an issue. I'm just feeling stressed because I gotta go, but I gotta drive all the way
The
up. there.
digital clock is right, so you still have 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well.
I'll move we
Yeah, so-
accept
I'm teasing.
the minutes of the public hearing, January 22nd, 2025.
I'll second.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, you can post them,
All right, well, that was everything I had then.
right?
We don't usually rush like this. It's just we're low numbers and I had a commitment, so sorry.
Okay, not a problem.
I missed my training on Sunday because I did a JP wedding, so I had to do a wedding Sunday, so I missed her training, so I can't miss a week. So this is me.
Okay,
That's the only reason.
Motion to adjourn, anyone?
Hmm?
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, 6:28.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Awesome,
Aye.
awesome. Well, welcome aboard, Debbie.
Thank
Thank you
Yeah,
very, very much.
great. We haven't had a full board and
This will,
since I've
yeah,
been
this will
here.
be the first